I'm going to go through the feature article scaffold here. And basically, before you start to write a feature article, it's important that you understand what a feature article is intended for. And the main purpose of a feature article is to entertain. So throughout constructing your feature article and subsequently writing it, it's very important that your sole purpose is to try and entertain the reader. Now there are some parts in which the feature article can be broken up to. And obviously there's three main parts, which is your introduction, your body and your conclusion. But there are also some other subparts, and the first of these is an eye-catching headline. So any feature article must have an eye-catching headline. Now this engages the reader to want to read more about the feature article, and may take the form of a rhetorical question, a link to a current event, or some form of humour in which to engage the reader. Another subsection of a feature article is a byline. Now this is the first statement, normally in bold. It's normally no longer than a sentence, and it's a short blurb covering the article's main focus as a lead into the article. This will also include the writer's name. Now your three main sections of a feature article are your introduction, your body and your conclusion. And something that I personally, there's no right or wrong in the format in which you do this. This is just a personal way in which that I construct feature articles, is I often construct the body first. And what I do is I look at what information that I want to write about, and I put these in a sentence format. So the first thing is that I have my statements of opinions. And so these could range from 3 to maybe 5 statements that link back to the purpose of the feature article. Now once I've written these statements of opinion, I try and look for supporting arguments, background information. I may also look for references and facts that support my opinion. But also one of the important things, and I'll highlight it here with a feature article, is anecdotal evidence is allowed. So this means that you can back up some of your thesis statements or your supporting your statements of opinion with your own stories. So they're the main parts, and probably with each statement of opinion that you've outlined, I would then also have, and you've provided your references, finally I would have some synthesis statement that tries to conclude each issue that you're outlining. Remember as well, the final thing, that your whole aim of the feature article is one, to entertain, but it should answer the main focus of the article. Once I've written the body, my next aspect that I would then start to construct is my introduction. So definitely the introduction states the main purpose of the article, which will link back to the entry document. It also provides evidence of the main points of the article, and these are your 3 to 5 statements of opinion. So it should start to introduce the reader that these are the main things that are going to be discussed, and the questions or answers to these questions will be discussed within the body. Introduction, once that's complete, then I would start to go to and formulate my conclusion. So remember, the conclusion links to the byline. It reflects the argument you're trying to present, and may have any final conclusions regarding what the writer is trying to put across. I'll highlight back here, remember, each new point should be started in a separate paragraph. So that's also another important aspect of a feature article. In this scaffold, I've got some tips on writing a feature article. So remember that it's to add depth and colour to your story. It's there to instruct and entertain. So that's a really important aspect, as I've stated on numerous times with this on a feature article. Outline the structure. Vocabulary and grammar is always very, very important. So think of using colourful and imaginative language, especially if the purpose is there to entertain. Extensive use of vocabulary is really, really important, but remember that a feature article doesn't necessarily need to be formal. Varied sentence length, so you can go from short and simple to long and complex, and that helps avoid monotonous writing. Cohesive ties, so make sure that you use joining words such as include, however, furthermore, as a result, in addition. This helps what you're writing flow. And also with a feature article, you could leave in your statements of opinions or your subheadings. They could be left, in which that you want to do. As well, with once the feature article is written, the layout's very, very important. So big eye-catching headlines, you can have column widths, use of images in which to also visually display the agenda that you're trying to put forward. Some points to consider, and this will come from your research. You have to be very clear about what you really want to talk about. Inform, persuade, observe, evaluate, or evoke emotion. What is your clear purpose? Always remembering that the aim is to entertain. Accuracy is important in terms of what you're trying to say. Use anecdotes and direct quotes to tell the story. And try not to avoid lengthy, complex paragraphs. Remember that a feature article is tailored to more of a general population. Thank you.